Mr. Death is with us now as we continue to go through the mail.
Yes, Vegas vampire, this is a bloody stake for the heart of the social studies teacher at James Cashman Junior High School from John Duncan. It's meant for Mrs. Ross.
My goodness. Poor Betsy won't be able to do any more of those flags with that stake in her heart, will she?
For you, Mrs. Ross.
Yes. Another one of our ghastly friends.
Good evening. I have an epistle here from the Countess Pat. She sends her bad luck wishes and lists some movies she would like to see, among them I Walked with a Zombie, Return of the Vampire, and the ever-popular Italian version, I, a Vampire. Oh, from Pat. Jose Lopez has sent a lovely wall hanging for your coffin.
Yes.
And a poem and a very funny joke.
Right.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Frank.
Frank who?
Frankenstein. That Jose is a card.
Get out of the way, femme fatale. All right,
Oh, Chef.
BV, before I read this, what if it's good news? Shall I read it anyway?
We can find some way to color it bad.
All right. Well, as the condemned man said on the way to the hangman,
Yes.
no noose is good news.
My thanks to you for that wonderful line.
Vegas vampire, this is from your fiend friend, Steve Peterson. I would like you to run a stake through Tony's fiendish heart, your friend Steve Peterson.
Isn't
And he
that
even
nice?
enclosed a stake for you.
Looks more like a warped toothpick.
It does indeed. Well, you can take this letter and shove it up your sleeve.
All right, I'll do so. What have I here? All sorts of strange things to get to quickly as we move rapidly here. What's this? The Invisible Man. All right. Looks like a motion poster there. We move to another container and see what's in here. Dear vampire, now that school is over, we can get revenge on our mean teachers. They have just about everybody from Roy Martin Junior High here. And they're sending a doll of Miss Benner, the PE teacher. Let's see, that comes from Kerry Downs and Keely Eastley. And there's the doll. Miss Benner, it says. The heart is right there. Clean. What's in here? Dear VV, such familiarity. I'm the famous Reno vampire that Judy Potter told you about. How about sharing a straw over a type A blood donor by candlelight? That's from Roxanne, and here's a picture of Roxanne as done by Judy Potter. Beautiful creature. Now for our last bit of mail from Death's Head. They're usually a contributor each week. Something strange and unusual. This looks like it's going to be a poster here. Let's see what it is. Yes. One sure cure for cigarette smoking. Cancer. My fiends are coming back to join me.
Oh, Vegas vampire.
Yes, yes.
The ghouls and I have cooked up a little song for you.
Wonderful.
We would like to dedicate it to you, Vegas vampire.
I'm ready.
Here's to you, here's to me, here's to our life to be.
It's that time once again when we give our thank yous. And our first thank you this evening goes to the people at Dance Art, Tropicana in Paradise, for help with makeup and special effects. And we have no thanks whatsoever for the entire ghastly cast of Bottoms Up for appearing this evening, for what they did to me with that beautiful lemon cream pie. What a waste of a delicious pie. For their treachery, they this evening become the targets of the vampire pin. You, Mr. Breckwall, get the stabbing pain of the voodoo pin this evening. Oh, yes. And his show is named Bottoms Up, so we have one more pin that must go to a special place where Breckwall gives us a very definite pain, right in the neck. And so, good night, Igor. Ah, my fiends, welcome once again to the graveyard. I spend a lot of time here. It's nice to be among old friends. Speaking of old friends, I think I see the vampire Sinatra. How are you, my
Hello,
fiend?
Vegas vampire.
It's so good to see you,
So
sir.
good to see you, but your new trick is something I must inquire.
I appear like that out
Yes,
of nowhere.
but in the daytime. The sun is still shining. How is it possible?
I got special dispensation from your father.
But even he doesn't come out in the daytime.
Not lately, at least. How are you, vampire? My
Wonderful,
good old
sir,
friend. You're looking
wonderful.
so well. I was thinking about you recently in New York.
Ah, yes.
I was working in a cemetery on Long Island. Ordinarily, it's a nightclub, but with the stock market the way it is, it was a cemetery.
And I brought you this for your fiendish library.
Beautiful.
There's an inscription inside, written in Martian blood. Green. Something
Frog blood.
Yes, indeed.
Carlos Claren's illustrated history of the horror film.
I thought since everyone brings you bones, bat's blood, vampire's hair, and assorted other things that you've always had before in your life, I would bring you something different from the East.
And here it is, the inscription to the Vegas vampire from his fiend and admirer, Frank, 1970.
I thought you might enjoy it.
I thank
Some
you,
old friends
sir.
of yours pictured in there.
I'm sure there are many wonderful people.
The cat in the canary,
Ah, the clutching
the
hand.
bride of Frankenstein, the creature from the blue latrine.
They're all here. It's wonderful. We'll be reading from this book from time to time, telling you some of the background on the motion pictures that you'll be seeing right here on Double Shock. Now, shall we go back to the movie?
I would love to.